Hey, this is a Gold 4 Ashe VOD. We're going to be talking about positioning relative to the enemy team comp, particularly a dive comp. Taking angles when it's a possibility, and placing Bob to get the most value. The problem with playing up close like this right off the bat is if they're on a dive comp like that, you can, I mean, you're honestly lucky that Genji didn't just obliterate you there, because he could have dropped 2 and then dive. I mean, you got the coach gun, and he was overextending a little bit, but it's not a safe position to be for Ashe. You had the right idea backing up, and you should have kept backing up, because you are the only one here right now. A good way to get a feel for that is just kind of keep an eye on the top right corner. Just get familiar with the kill feed. Then you can kind of know when to go in and when not. Or just look around for a sec. So this map is kind of difficult to take any long sight lines on, which can be problematic for Ashe. This is really... Sometimes this is the best you can do. You just have to play around your team and go for the close range shot, get your damage, and stay alive. You have the Brig, Junker Queen, Kiri, so you can sort of get away with it. I mean, it worked. Now, I don't like this. We should be looking for, we should be setting up for next fight in a position that allows us to anticipate a dive. So that could be here. That could be here. We'd still be getting value, and then we can coach gun up here. Little bit more risky, but we could go wide over this way and then shoot them as they come in and then kind of work our way back. Generally speaking, though, if we're playing this angle and then somebody dives us, we're going to have to coach gun back and then go through the long doors on the towards spawn. You also want to be careful about taking a 1v1 with Hanzo, because he is much better at the long ranges than you are, and close ranges. Hanzo's just kind of... Man, he does a lot of damage. Oh, good mechanics. That was clean. And sometimes the team just pushes up too much like that, so you just sit back and hit your shots. I like that the second we see the Genji, we start to move back over. Oh, that was close to your head, man. Ah, too close, too close. Yeah, we're dead. We let ourselves get too close to the D.Va and the Genji. Particularly the blading Genji. Throw a dynamite? Yeah, there you go. Nice. That's the nice thing about dynamite, is you can hit people behind cover with it. Yeah. I mean, it's okay because you guys are rolling them, you have a bob. Not to mention, this is actually a very good bob, because when you drop this, it has sight lines on practically the entire point, except for this left corner. But that left corner is being occupied by you, right? It also gives sight lines onto here, where they would be walking through spawn, and potentially here if anybody tried to swing out. Now, could you have waited until there were more people? Yeah, but honestly, it's a good bob. It's more about the principle than every individual bob. You can't expect to get, you know, perfect 5k value out of every single ult. Here we go, peeking that Hanzo Kiri again. Playing a risky game, man. And it looks like you know it too, because you don't stay there for too long. Yeah. See, that's the other issue with playing with playing up like that is Ashe. And it's like, you're smart enough to know that, like, I can't sit here. I'm gonna get dove. So then you have to walk, and you have to take all this time to reposition. Like, you're not a soldier or a tracer where you can go here and then almost instantly be here, right? So what you're better off doing is taking a safe position, like here. And sure, maybe you lose a couple damage stats, but it allows you to, when the team walks in, you can see where everybody is properly, right? You have a good read of the map. you know who you want to shoot, and you can anticipate the dive and get out of it before it comes to you. That's where we just hold on to our coach gun, and then as somebody starts to come towards us, we back up, and then we hit our coach gun. Yeah, it's overtime. What can you do? Oh wait, no, it's your overtime. I keep mixing that up. Ah, just spam her. You're so close, man. You're dead. This is why we don't play on pointers, Ashe. Now you're dead. Maybe not? No, you're dead. Yeah. Yeah, just chill, wait for your team to come back. Exactly. Now that everybody's on point, this is a good angle. There's a long-range sightline. If we go here, long-range sightline. A little bit deeper, but if we go here, another long-range sightline. So sometimes the map will be a bit forgiving depending on where the enemy team is, right? If they're this traditionally, if you're playing to get the point, this might be a little too close, like on your first fight. But now this actually becomes a flank. Yeah, probably would have. I would say try to assist that Cassidy on fighting the Sojourn earlier, because at the end of the day, the shooting the Dank didn't get much value, and the Dynamite just kind of got taken care of by the Curie. So, I know we go to Mei at some point here. I'm going to be kind of brief about it, though, because I'm not super familiar with Mei. Yeah, I don't like playing on point. See that Genji can get on top of you? If that was a better Genji, you'd be dead. In no time. This I like. This is nice. But where's the Genji? Nice pick. Genji's on the other side of the map. D.Va is a baby. So this is beautiful, right? You're doing exactly what you need to do. Dive characters on the opposite side of the map, and you are taking a flank on your targets. Perfect. Okay, now where can we go? This is good. You have to be ready for the D.Va to dive you. So I would prefer that you do it like here and play back. But that's good. I don't know, but I think you might be able to coach gun up here. I don't really play Ashe. I believe if you take the coach gun perk, you definitely can't get up here, though. We could also, kind of risky, but we could play here, because the D.Va is all the way back there, and the Genji is also all the way back there, I believe. Yeah, I don't see Genji around here. So we could come on this angle. We could try to get some picks, and we could even try to bait them to dive us a little bit here. We could feed them through this area. As long as we know that the second they start to move on us, and if they have their mobility cooldowns, boom, hop over here, play back. This is a little close, though. Luckily, the team fight hasn't started. So that is in your definitive position. And it looks like we go for the right side. Trying to bait the dive. Okay. Yeah, don't get pinched up, though. Yeah. Good save. Good save. I think we get more value if we just stay height, though. Just pop headshots. Yeah, that's why you gotta keep an eye on the Genji. You're dead. Nice. Too close, you're dead. Maybe not. Yeah, too close. And then if you play on point on Ashe, you are susceptible to all of these various angles, such as the one that Sojourn took, or one that the Genji could take. So you don't have the necessary cooldowns to be able to play on point like this, right? You don't have D.Va boosters or Matrix, you don't have Ice Block. So you have to supplement for that by playing safer angles. And 99.9% of the time, that is going to be anywhere but playing on point. And this could be a little bit weird too. It's like, oh, well, I'm playing back, but I can't see anything, so I gotta push up. And that's partially a part of the map difficulty. But that's why you have high grounds and angles designed specifically for that. You're dead. You got too close. That's kind of the scenario where Coach Gun isn't a get out of jail free card. Just popping shots. Maybe throw a dynamite in there. I think this is actually where we go for a pretty good bob. I love this bob. It's so good, but the damn Genji. Ignore the Genji. Let's look at this bob. Sees everybody, allows your team to push up, forces people to go out of cover and split. And forces Diva Bomb. Beautiful. I didn't even care what you did. It was a good bomb. And it gave you guys point again. That is how you throw a proper bob. Good mechanics. Yeah, mess them up. Love it. Okay, now, Diva. Yeah. Tried to take an angle when there was nothing taking the Diva's attention. Right? You gotta make sure that there's something going on that allows you to take that angle. This is amazing. It's really, all you had to do is hit your shots. And I mean, it happens, right? Sometimes you get a little bit nervous. Especially, I had this problem too for a while. When I was in Plat, playing Soldier, I would take these, like, immaculate angles. But I would miss all of my shots. I would miss my helix, and then I'd have to run away. I'd be like, ah, crap. And it's not like I couldn't hit the shots. I think it's just nerves. Kind of a weird way. Like, you see that you can get value, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to mess this up. And because of that, you mess it up. But it will come with time, and the more you take these angles and get familiar with it, it'll be like second nature, and you'll be hitting your shots like you normally do. Ah, I was very close to the Genji. Kind of scary. Love the dynamite shot on the Freya. I'm gonna say you're dead here. Maybe not. Not dead. Yeah, I thought that Freya bolt was gonna take you for sure. Okay. That was a little better. The bob was beautiful. I love that angle at the end. There are just some times where we were playing on point, and we just completely neglected that high ground. We need to be getting on that when the Genji and the Diva aren't there. This map now. Left side is kind of a shit show. A lot of the time, it's, you know, the Diva and the Genji come in here and they just kind of like stuff the choke. That's not really Ashe's expertise. But what is good for her, you have to commit to this though, and you got to do it quick, or else they'll jump you. Coach gun back and then walk up here. You want to be very careful about going too far though, because if you go here, the Diva can dive you. Now you do have a health pack, but that doesn't mean you want to be too persistent about this. Nonetheless, high ground is best. Throw a dynamite. Don't throw it there though, throw it far back. You probably could have burnt 3 there if you hit it right. I can see we were going for the Mercy, but generally you want to go for the bulk. You let the Diva sneak up on you. It happens. Okay, here's the Mei. No promises. No promises. Now you can take these more aggressive frontline angles. This room at the left actually becomes quite appealing for you. When Diva's matrixing, you want to use your primary fire to burn through it. I believe it does. That was way too early for an ice block. That was practically a waste. Good wall though. You want to wait until you're really bleeding before you pop ice block. Because you have 300 HP, man. Like, you're beefy. You can get away with it. It's like a second life. The only problem is the enemy team gets to position all around you with it. Good flank. Great flank. Just a little bit of mechanics. We might have been able to play that a little bit longer, too. The second the Reaper comes on us, swap off your secondary fire, go to primary fire, and just kind of, like, slowly walk around this corner and freeze him. That ice block was okay, but I mean, nobody was, like, on you. I think we're just a little jumpy, scared to die with Mei. If you're gonna take that angle, take that angle. Like, go around. Go for it, man. Ah! Unfortunate. It was so close to being like a perfect wall off, too. Now we have Blizzard. Honestly, just pop it right here. But don't throw it in the middle on top of them. Throw it behind them so that naturally their instinct here is to back up, and they're already backing up, right? So you throw this here. What it does is when your tank pushes up, your tank is actually a little far back here. I believe they regroup here in a second. And when they start to regroup, speaking of good angle, see how your team is playing here, you're playing here, and you are providing a crossfire. So you, in turn, are being more valuable than your Cassidy, who is just stacking on your tank. Nonetheless, I don't know if we need a wall there. But if we throw Blizzard behind them, and they're already backing up, if they keep backing up, they get froze. If they walk forward, they run into your tank. The best way to do this is to time it with a beat, which would be right now, right? They're backing up, they're going, oh shit, we're gonna die. So then you throw this over here. I believe you do get a good Blizzard thing. Not a bad Blizzard. I mean, you wipe them with this. So I can't say much. This was another good way to do it. Granted, you were allowed to just kind of walk on point. I like this angle. Genji's not so scary anymore. Oh man, we're just not hitting our shots, that's all. Don't drop down on a blading Genji though, keep your high ground. Or, hear me out, just go here. Just walk right side. You know, before the bladed Genji though, like, instead of sitting on high ground, go behind him a little bit. Because Mei's good at those close angles. Nice pick. Take an angle. Go here. Be useful. I mean, this isn't terrible. Just kind of, We're just shooting ice blocks into a matrix, you know? Wall them off. Walk over here. Throw a blizzard. Wall them off. Okay. And you're taking that. Okay, no, you got the right idea. And, I mean, I see why you whipped around, too, though. Because they broke it immediately and got back on the point. Do you freeze anybody here? No. But you create space and you force them out. Sometimes that's really all Blizzard is. It's just map control. Alrighty. So, let's kind of take a step back here. For Ashe, you want to position relative to the enemy team count. Meaning, if they are playing a dive comp, you want to play back, you're constantly keeping distance. Remember that your coach gun is not a get out of jail free card, but rather a little bit of an assist for you to get out of there. So that's why you want to play positions that are farther back, on high ground if possible, and then allow the enemy team to walk into you, take your shots, and then anticipate the dive that's coming onto you. As you see that they start to pressure you, back up, shoot with your coach gun away. For Bob, you want to make sure that you're taking a crossfire with it. As for taking angles, if you're on a poke comp, if you're going against a poke or a brawl comp, take an just take an angle and shoot, right? And then if they, you are allowed to take more aggressive angles if there's not a dive character who has the mobility to get to you. If you're playing a poke comp, if you're playing against a dive comp, you want to play on the opposite side of the map on the people who can dive you, and then shoot whoever your target may be, which is like, the support backline. Bob is all about creating a crossfire, so generally you want to make sure that he is shooting from an angle that your teammates are currently not. All right, so I have for you. Thank you for sending in the VOD, and let me know if you have any questions.